Computers,
Name is not
technology likes me on a regular basis, but when it becomes detour-related stuff, it hates me. Okay.
Most like how I can't step in front of the camera anymore.
Okay. We should be okay.
I'm looking to see if we're up.
You have chat.
I see it. I see chat.
Hey!
Someone with headphones check to make sure the audio is working.
I'm just gonna ask in the chat.
Can you hear us?
Can words be heard?
You got me, Margaret.
Because I can't monitor.
Confirmation they can hear us.
Okay.
Fantastic.
We can finally start.
Hooray! Welcome everybody to the 2026 cycle. That's a real year. It's happening.
Wait,
Doesn't sound right to me either, but so
Explain that we don't have camera.
yeah, we have had many issues. Besides starting 20 minutes late, turns out the streaming laptop got angry with us for not loving it enough the last 3 months. So we
The stream
will.
is taped for kids.
Not, it shouldn't be anymore.
It just did. He just yelled at me minimizing it.
Well,
There's
whatever.
two
Whatever.
videos.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be overly concerned about that right now. So you will be able to follow along with the PowerPoint. You won't be able to see any of our beautiful faces. So tragedy. Next time, try to come down to the meeting for real, in person if you can. Even though there was horrible detours all over the roads and it took everybody forever to get here too. So welcome to the new cycle. It is May 31st, 2025. This is our first staff meeting of the new cycle. And the first thing that we want to cover is, oh, my arrow keeps not working properly. Oh my god, my arrow keeps really.
We're having a day.
That was
I complimented you. All right. Thanks everybody for things going so smoothly and well. But really, thank you everybody, everyone on our staff. We are, 200 something strong, and I really do appreciate the work that all of you have done and continue to do for this convention. I really think we had a very good convention in 2025 with a lot of challenges coming into it, and I think we're going to do even better this year. Appreciate that. Proud to be your chairman for a second year, unless the board tells me something soon. I continue to have the goal that I put out there last year, that every member of the staff of Anime Detour will feel respected and that their hard work, which we all do for free, is valued. And I'm still focused on improving our lines of communication, especially between departments and the chair team. My new sort of focus for this year is on spreading out responsibilities and trying to avoid breakdowns when the only person who knows how to do something is not responsible.
There's quite a few comments about us wearing too many hats. And,
I don't know what those comments
including
meant.
from us. So.
Including from us to ourselves. Do have some ideas for that. We'll cover some of them at this meeting. I don't want to completely inundate you and try to cram everything into the first meeting, but we'll cover a few new ideas for today, and then there'll be a few more as we go along. So, some ideas for this year. We are reorganizing our divisions a little bit. That is where the four of us each have a section of departments that we oversee and make sure that things are running as smoothly as possible and try to provide support. As always, in your departments, you're free to come to the chair team as a whole, to any one of us, but you do have an assigned division head, so that's, usually who you're going to want to go to, but again, you have the free option, work with who you are comfortable with. But we are trying to make the divisions make a little bit more sense. We literally did a draft last year to decide what departments were in whose divisions. I don't think there's any ideal way to ever really get a good split, one quarter, and also make them make logical sense, but we're trying to get a little closer to it. So the next slide will go into where things are. In addition, we have had two departments for a long time that do a ton of stuff. They're kind of too big to be only one department. So that is tech and programming. So we are creating a new sort of structure just above a department called a group. So there is now a tech group and a programming group, each of which have 3 departments under them. Again, it's just that idea of trying to get a few more people into defined leadership roles, so it's a little more clear who is doing what and less is expected to be done by one person. So, hopefully that works out. In addition, we're going to be adding something called an admin position. I'm really hoping that we have one of these for every department. I will go into that more in a moment, so I'm probably not going to try to explain it too hard right now, other than to say, again, it's trying to get a second person within a department that you can go to if you're not hearing back from the first. And then creating task lists. So this is something I think we've talked about for years and years and years. Getting closer to universal documentation. I still want to keep it somewhat specific to departments and let departments do their own thing to some degree. But I also do want to institute an official task list that the chair team has that every department makes at the beginning of the year to try to make sure that things that we sort of already know when things are coming up, instead of it's suddenly February and we're all looking around going, oh my god, there's 900 things that need doing and we don't even know how many of them have been done. And I will go into that more as well. So, I do not know how well, pretty well actually, this will come through. So this is kind of our new proposed map of what the divisions are going to look like. So I switched up the colors slightly from our draft to make them correspond with our old divisions of electric, water, fire, and
Purple.
What's that?
Purple.
Purple is new. So I switched over.
Shadow.
I am now the
Dark type.
purple leader, or whatever, director.
Dark type leader.
Oops. I decided.
So I won't go through every single one of these. Most of them have stayed the same, but a few are getting bounced around from one to the other. And if you are wondering why there is a communications director in green with nothing under it and several green things around, the hope is that we're going to get a fifth member of the chair team. So we'll mention that again later. But we are looking actively for another division head, both to take some things off of my plate, and also just to have another person on the team and be able to spread things out. Again, helping to spread out the responsibility a little bit more. So if you are a green department, you may be moving again. Sorry.
But you don't have enough under your name.
Don't know what you're suggesting.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. So you can see here the groups are represented here. So tech services is over here on the left. Programming is on the far right and has its own departments within it. So to explain what those are a little bit, tech has main stage, which is I think one of the things we all think about with tech. And then event tech is essentially everything that is not main stage. Assisting with panels as well as internet services at the convention. So anything that is outside of that space would be event tech. And then video production was a department we added last year, more focused on our streaming and also what's on the screen and making everybody laugh in main stage.
That was all over.
So that's the three within tech services. Over in programming, this was already kind of happening too, so it was sort of an easy enough thing to sort of implement officially. Programming has traditionally been both panels and acts. Acts meaning performers on main stage, as well as often in Regency or some of the other locations, as well as the maid cafe, the escape room, kind of those things with dedicated spaces. So Dave, as a subhead, was already heading that under the programming banner last year, but we're just officially making it two different departments now. Panels is panels. It's the rest of the schedule, all of the volunteer-run panels. And then video screening has been its own department for a long, long time. We are putting it under the programming group umbrella. It's had some staffing issues, and we want to make sure that it is getting properly attended to.
And supported.
Yes.
Just for clarification, the masquerades, where does that fit under? Because we're not exactly an act, but.
Your mind.
You're still
Well,
constantly,
no,
yes.
no, for programming. Who is our contact for the masquerade stuff for programming?
Yeah, so it will still be Jesse is the programming group head. So it will just be the programming group in general, which
Okay.
is the go-to definer of the schedule is the programming
Okay.
group.
Perfect. Just didn't know if we had to contact multiple people for
Yeah.
different.
No, so there will be both a group head as well as a department head in each department.
Yeah.
No, that's a good question. It also leads to something I probably should have made a slide about but didn't, which is we're also going to try to do some committees this year and have some defined meetings that are not general staff meetings because not everybody is involved in those, but several departments are. So probably in February, we're gonna have like a main stage committee meeting, because cosplay is in there, obviously programming, obviously tech, some other things touch it as well. So any of the departments that need to get together, video production, that need to get together and talk about what happens on main stage, let's have the committee of all the involved people and actually sit down and work that out together, instead of sending emails and hoping it works out.
I have a question, person. I'm so sorry. Is it, because you said like February, is it possible to maybe give the option to do some of those earlier, just to start
Yes.
like getting?
Yes.
I don't like waiting till the end.
We're just kind of tossing it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
And I probably shouldn't have even said February, because the point of having a committee too is that we'll probably do a couple of meetings
Okay.
with that same group of
So
people.
like we'll kind of have something to prep and then kind of roll forward.
Exactly. Develop the plan and then make sure that we're implementing the plan.
Line goes right, throw away the plan.
Also an important part of the process, yes. Dave.
Where's the FOA?
Huh?
Where's the FOA
Where's
in this?
Dave?
You are not a department. You're something else.
You can.
I don't know how to handle
You can kind of float up there in the dark purple.
You're in orange right here.
Okay.
No, see, that's why you're not part of it. I didn't know if I was.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. I don't know where to place that. You don't really.
Floater.
Yeah, you don't really report to a director, so. Okay. Anything else I should cover on here? Oh, actually, yes. You'll also notice a couple of funny colored things underneath a few of the departments. There are definitely more than what I've put on this map, but I'm calling these specializations. So again, a thing we already had. We've had dedicated subheads for these for a while now, but just sort of creating another heading. I think most of them are on the leadership page on the website already. So, you know, con relations is a pretty specific thing within Exhibit Hall. Alyssa doesn't usually do much of that. It's pretty separate, so that's a specialization. Vendors is the same thing. The programming guide within what used to be called themes, and we're now calling graphic design, because that's a better name. So programming guide is kind of separate from the other art and decorations we do. So a couple of specializations. Social media within marketing is another obvious one. All right, admins, what the heck is this thing? So this is a new position. We would like this, again, to exist within each department, and they will have two primary responsibilities. Ensuring that department tasks are being completed and communicated on time. This is something that I've very much realized myself, which is when you have 100 things to do, and you get one done, you tend to go, hooray, I got it done, and not tell the other people that you need to tell that you got it done. So this is part of what an admin will be doing, is going, hey, have we completed this? Oh, we have. Cool. Let's make sure everyone knows that. And then the other piece of it is someone that lots of people are on the listservs typically, but will definitely be monitoring, be going, hey, I didn't see a reply to this email. Have we addressed this? Are we making sure that we are on top of these things? So I think this is a super important thing. I think some departments probably have people that are essentially been doing this again, probably some fairly obvious choices in some departments, but I'm guessing that is not every department either. So there is not an interview with the chair team necessary, right? We interview anybody applying for department head. It's not going to be that kind of a formal process. Departments can decide in and of themselves, heads can decide how to select their admin. We would like to know who it is. But we're not going to have a formal appointment process or anything like that. We're trying to make this work as best it can within departments as they are. If you are ahead and you have absolutely no idea who would be good for this, you don't have an obvious candidate, please let the chair team know and we will try to advertise for one. We will try to, if we think of somebody that we think would be good for that, connect you and, you know, try to make that work, because I understand some departments probably don't have an obvious person to step up and do this. We would really like every department to have. Any questions? So task lists. This is the where my brain has gone now. So last year I rolled out the global calendar and I was super excited, and I won't call it an abject failure. but I don't think it quite did as much as I was hoping it would do. So that is why we are transitioning to, I mentioned it a little bit already, sitting down ahead of time early in the cycle and trying to get as comprehensive as we can of each of the major activities for your department written down with a deadline ahead of time. That way we have specific calendars instead of asking people to, regularly check the global calendar, which will still exist. I still think it's a useful thing for things that every department needs to check in on, and it's useful point. If you know within your own department, here's the stuff we gotta get done and when, I think that makes it a whole lot easier. It makes it much easier for your division head to check in, to contact your admin and go, hey, are you guys on time? Oh, you're not? Okay, what do you need? How do we get you there? What can we do for you? So it is just a list with deadlines for each major project. And the other thing that should be good about this is we will have all of these in the chair team. And so we will be able to see, okay, you think that you're making decisions about this thing in middle of February. Turns out the programming book needs to know it at the beginning of February. So we'll be able to catch conflicts like that, hopefully, and make adjustments as needed to make sure that people don't need information before you are getting information. So this will be something you will hear from us soon. So it will likely be an online meeting between your division head, your department head. If there is an admin or somebody who is thinking about stepping into that, we would love them to be there, or some other subheads to create one. I know some people are moving divisions, so probably both division heads, if we can, will be in that meeting. Yeah.
Do you have, or are you going to make a template so that they all match?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So yeah, the intention is for me to sit down with programming, because my wife runs it, and I know those guys really well, and do that one first. It's a big, complicated one, and it's one that, again, I have pretty good hands-on knowledge about, so we'll make that one, and we'll get that one out to everybody to sort of see, this is how we're doing it, this is what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Will it be like a loose template? Because ironically, I was already creating some sort of process doc like this, but the problem is for each department, the way formatting is going to work is going to be very different. So will it just be like, you just want these items, and we can format it how we want? Because like ours is a checklist.
So I have an idea for what it's going to look like, but I'm open to there being some adjustments per department.
Because I'm an administrative assistant, so like that's up my alley. I just want to type and be done.
Yeah.
So okay.
We'll show you what we've got. You show us what you've got, and we'll find a happy ground. Because yeah, the other idea here is to start doing this now and get these done in June and July, well in advance of most departments' serious work. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I have something that I already do for my job at work, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna translate what I already have in Word format into what I do at work.
Yeah.
And it's laid out it would lay out the entire year into like what I would need to do.
Yeah. So again, I think we do want a copy that is in sort of our version for the chair teams so that they all look the same. But if you want to do your own version for your own department and look at that one instead, cool.
It's just in Excel. It's pretty.
Yeah.
You can see the whole year and it's.
I will also be using Excel. Excel junkie right here.
If you know what Gantt charts are.
I don't.
Oh no.
Focus.
I'm a budget manager for a living.
That July goal is slightly optimistic, so it might go slightly later than that, but I'm hoping to have them all done certainly by the time people are making budgets, which will likely be September again. So I think also knowing all of your tasks will help people not forget to budget things, which did happen not a whole lot last year, but there were a couple of things that came up and went, oh, yeah, we didn't ask for any money for this, and it's a thing we definitely need to do. Hope to avoid those as well.
Minimize those. You're never going to avoid those.
Yeah.
Right. ATC, anything you want to say?
You can just sit there and do
I could
Yeah, you
just
don't really
sit
have to
here.
say. I mean,
For the people in the room.
yeah, there are people.
Yeah.
Not just
happened with
because you
ATC?
totally already stood up.
Okay, you can't see me, but ATC, we had our elections last month. So we'll have our transitional board meeting in June where both the old people and the new people are all on the same meeting, and then the new people officially start at the July board meeting. basically the only new person is Lori. Yay!
She's not that new, most of you.
Right,
are.
you all know. She's just new to the board for at least this term. And then besides that, we are going to be having a table for ATC Anime Detour at Twin Cities Pride Festival. Yay! So much paperwork, you have no idea. But we are gonna be looking for volunteers to help table.
Please.
So,
What weekend is it?
the last weekend in June? Does
Last
anyone?
weekend of June, yeah.
Yeah,
The
okay.
27th and 28th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll post something in the Discord too, or you can just
It's already
email-
in the Discord.
Oh yeah, or you can email special events at animedetour.com and say you want to help us. So.
We also
Yeah.
have a new charity coordinator.
Oh yeah, we do have a new charity coordinator. You know him because he is also the charity events head for Detour. Yay!
Yay!
Do you know say his name?
No,
Jacob.
Jacob. Like, it starts with a J, and I can't remember what it is right now. Okay. Yeah, Jacob W. will be joining us at our board meetings to be our charities coordinator. Right.
But charities at both ATC and Anime Detour, how's that gonna look?
It's pretty simple.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, that should be fun. Alright. Speaking of, congratulations, we do have a few new heads already in this cycle. These are generally positions that were open all of last year or people who were basically already doing the job. So we did do the formal interview process, but we did do them kind of between cycles. I don't know what you would want to call it. So Sakura C has taken over officially as it was themes and now it is graphic design. Again, that does make a lot more sense. Themes implies that they control the theme, which they don't. That's us. Blame us if you don't like the theme. So they are principally responsible for three things. So that is any official art that is anywhere. So in the program book, on the website, or physically at the convention. Anything that's pretty and is Anime Detour specific, somebody from graphic design made that. And then they do the decorations at the convention itself, so most of the posters that are hanging on the wall, they had at least some piece in those. If they didn't design them, they printed them. And then the program book itself is under graphic design as well. That's a specialization within graphic design. But those are the major things they do, so I think that in name makes a lot more sense than themes, and that was Sakura's idea. So, thanks, Sakura. And then Sean C has taken over as logistics head.
Thank you.
Don't think either of them are here, but yeah, being
So
in
hard
cast
for Cass
doesn't
to
have to
let
do that anymore.
It
Very
was so
good.
hard for her to let it go.
Oh, just so near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Also related to that, we do have some open positions. This is not all of them, but I did want to highlight a few, and I will kind of be doing that as we go, trying to talk about, we need this position, or we need more staff in this department. So email chairman at animedetour.com if you're like, oh my god, I need more staff. Let me know that so I can tell people that. So we already said once already, we do want a 5th member of the chair team if you are willing to take that plunge. Please let us
Chair's
know.
all ready for you right here.
There's an empty chair you can't see on the bottom. Staffing does need a head very much as well. That's a very important department that we would like to actually be doing, running as intended for the entire cycle this year would be really great. And volunteer comm suite. We will need a new head for that. I do want to thank Aaron P. He stepped into that last year, I think did a really good job, especially under the circumstances of there being like no documentation in that department whatsoever. He was really flying by the seat of his pants pretty much the whole year, and did a great job, but he's going back to school, he has some other responsibilities, so he is not able to be head again this year. He will be staying in the department, so you will not be walking into the same situation of very little guidance. You will have the person who did it last year there to help you. So, I also have some ideas. I kind of want feedback on these. So we might try to simplify volunteer comm suite just a little bit. Primarily with the Volunteer Council Week providing snacks and drinks to other departments. I feel like that has always been a logistical nightmare. I think the results have been not great on pretty much every end of that. It's expensive, you have to get all the stuff, store all the stuff, and I think a lot of departments have not always gotten what they asked for. So I think it probably makes more sense to just let departments budget that and get what they want for themselves. I think some departments are already doing that essentially anyway. Thoughts, good, bad?
I guess the only question I would have is like because if you're gonna start buying, and admittedly Cosplay's small, but other departments are a lot larger, buying a bunch of food, is there a way that one, we can make a group order for like a Sam's Club or a Costco, and then two, is there a place to store it before con? And yes, like they would still be responsible for it, but
Yeah.
Not everyone has access maybe to Costco or Sam's Club or like something cheaper.
Yeah. I think on the access to Costco Sam's Club, I think that should be arrangeable. I think on the storage, that is one of the things we're trying to get away from being
Oh, got it.
centralized because it
That-
wasn't
that's
very easy for
Like
Volcon to do it
delivering
either.
the stuff is the
Well,
hard
I meant
part.
more of like just like have all of it like with the stuff that you pick up from logistics.
Like storing it in the locker?
Yeah, just grab it all at once.
No.
If it's non-perishable,
Yeah.
No.
Something to be discussed.
Just
Or
Yeah.
like
Discussed, but
some way to get it
leaning against.
to the hotel for us, because like I'm totally fine going to Sam's Club with a budget, buying some stuff for ops.
Yeah.
Or doing like a pickup order or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't mind that. But I take a lift up because it costs less to do that than park there all weekend.
Yeah.
So I would need to figure out how to actually get it.
So
I have an
We can
idea.
figure out specific
hotel-
logistics
Yeah,
later.
no, we can. This is one that I want to talk about that a
That's
little bit.
fair.
And we do have the ability to store stuff with the hotel, and in fact, probably our snacks would not be that much, though we also, don't officially have snacks for staff. So something to talk about, but we do have the ability to store some stuff with the hotel. There is a charge for it, so it's a give and take.
So I
Yeah.
think you should need to decide on a dollar amount for head count by department, and then just place an Instacart order for your department and have Instacart deliver it to you
Have
on
it show up
Thursday.
on Thursday.
I did that a lot,
That
not
is
gonna lie, for
just,
the guest
Like,
department.
yeah, there's
I DoorDashed
fees, you gotta pay a tip, whatever, it's worth it. Don't
Yeah.
make someone organize all of the groceries for all the different departments. That's what we're trying to get away from.
I did
Yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
DoorDash orders, but
I have a Sam's Club membership. I work at Sam's Club, so if anyone needs to use my account to make orders for shipping or delivery, I can help out with that.
We have a suggestion in the chat too from Bruce, suggesting look at creating corporate accounts for both Sam's Club and Costco.
That's awesome.
And if we could do that, setting up with a delivery, that
Yeah.
could solve some of the issues.
Yeah, we'd have to do-
Yeah,
we could probably do
Instacart,
that.
Costco all the
Within their
time.
order.
Bruce, put that in an email.
For what it's worth, they don't actually have business accounts anymore.
it's like executive or
Yeah,
whatever for
which is
Costco.
just their VIP one.
Yeah.
They got rid of the business. I still have a business card for my thing, but they don't do them anymore.
Yeah.
They do deliver.
Yeah, Costco did same day delivery through Instacart.
I think he meant more corporate account as an account
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
event,
Yeah.
rather than
Well,
the
they used to
side
do a corporate
business.
account where I could like.
You can do the early shopping starting at 8 to 10, so like we could literally do a run if we ever need to before like it just gets crazy.
The corporate account thing, you used to be able to just give one of your staffers
Oh,
the corporate card, but now they only have normal cards with your picture on it, so you can't just like give the card to somebody so
We
they can
can't
shop.
play hot potato with the cards.
Yeah, it used to be.
Don't
I
even
still
look at
have
the
just a
card that
member card.
closely.
So I am going to table this at this point.
Yeah.
But I think we have solutions, and I think we can work out what we need to here. Maybe still some of those things organized by Volcon, but not
This
expect
is a
them
great
doing
use
all
of the brainstorming Discord channel.
Yeah.
Start a thread.
Also that, yeah. The same place to go all last year is still the same place to go to apply for any of these open roles or to see what is open. animedetour.com/anime-detour-staff. All lowercase because for some reason URLs are case sensitive, which somebody did a stupid thing in the 90s. Or possibly earlier than that, I don't even know. Alright. We have a new Discord server!
Yep. So we're changing up the structure of the Discord server to make it a bit easier to communicate either between departments or between each other. A lot of the same channels you expect, the off-topic channels, the meme channels, food channels, things like that. Those are going to be there. But every department will kind of have its own category to be able to keep things organized. Each department head I put a little guide inside the department head channel in there on how a department head basically has control of their own like department's category. How Discord uses it, basically just a grouping of channels. The main things are you've got your general channel just to chat between your department. Only your department will have access to that channel, i.e. people with your department role. If you need to talk to another department, there's a channel with a bunch of buttons where you can click on those buttons. Like if I want the guest relations button for some reason, I can just click that button and I can go in and talk to buttons in the guest relations ConCom channel. It's the convention communication channel. These buttons basically just give you temporary access to one channel inside those categories. It all makes a little bit more sense. I'm not showing it up there at the moment just because I would also have to get it on the stream and that sounds kind of annoying. But access to this new Discord is built into the new staff application, which is the slide immediately after this. Spoiler alert, sorry. Department heads.
I wasn't ready.
We'll probably talk a little bit more about this later. I know department head meetings are something we want to do. And I'm happy to explain how to do all of these things that I just very rapidly and way too fast explained.
Yes.
But for most users, there are going to be a lot fewer channels that you will be able to see and be confused by.
Yes. So yeah, when Cass first showed me this, I went, "Oh my God, there's 300 channels. What is this?" And then he was like, "Don't worry. You won't. You're the only one that'll see 300 channels. Everyone else will have a reasonable number."
So only JC suffers.
Well, all of us are suffering for it.
Anybody who has the Discord admin role will see everything.
did suffer. Like, they started a religion about JC.
I didn't totally watch the Matrix third movie last night. All right. So yeah, the next slide is join staff. You do have to do that again. I know it's a little silly, especially if you've been on staff for like 20 years. But the way the event knee works, we can copy a fair number of things over from one year to another, but staff is not one of them. So I did make a tiny URL and realized afterward that I shouldn't have put capitals in it. Sorry. So it's join AD staff 26, where the J in join, both letters in AD and the S in staff are capitalized. Join AD staff 26 after tinyurl.com, or there's also a QR code because that's easier. And I will leave this up for another couple of seconds.
No, I got it.
The application should be in the Discord too.
Yeah, I just put it there.
Okay. So it should be there, and then in the old Discord, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We are also not getting rid of the old Discord, it should be noted. I know that's always a concern, that the old one will disappear and important information will go with it. It's not going anywhere. We're just not going to add much to it either.
Yeah. We might just start archiving some of it, but it already has a bunch of archive channels.
Yeah.
And we definitely need to keep it for like at least a year, and then maybe we can get rid of it.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. Keep it through the next cycle, through the next convention. So if you suddenly realize, like, wait, we talked about this in March last year.
So is it a new Discord? Or
Yes,
Yes.
it's a new
That'd be a
server.
brand new
It's a brand new server.
Discord?
Yeah. And yeah, part of the idea there was just, I don't remember how, that's not that old actually, but
It was a little easier to burn it all down and start from
Yeah.
scratch.
we
They
had
try
a
to
lot
clean
of
up
new
the old
people.
one.
We didn't want to try to pick and choose and clear things out. It seemed a lot easier to start from scratch, and you get the invite when you join staff. So should be pretty straightforward.
One of the benefits of the new structure is that whenever you're inside your own department's channel, you'll be able to see who's in your department, and you can say, oh, this person's not actually in my department anymore.
Yeah.
You can flick them out.
And probably worth repeating, please do put your real name and your department in your channel name.
Yep.
You can also have other things if people know you by other names. Just be identifiable. We don't want to police this. Just, please have something where people aren't going, who the heck is,
Donkey Kong 22.
Right.
I did actually notice there was a bunch of people with departments listed in their things that worked in those departments last year.
Yeah, it's
Well,
the
the
old
thing is
one's got
it's your nickname, so it's
Yeah.
just like you have to update it manually.
Only department heads can assign departments to people in the new Discord. So if you need one of those roles, you know who to bug.
Okay.
Me, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Are those buttons?
It's always like
No, it is cast to press buttons. Next meeting. It will be right after Pride, apparently. So we're doing the
That's
usual.
during Pride.
What?
That's probably during the parade.
Somebody
Yeah,
said it
that's-
was 27, 28.
I
So I sent
They lied to me. All right.
It's the weekend, so 28th, 29th.
All right, fine.
29th, I got it a day off.
It's during Pride, so sorry about that. Yeah, we can probably move it.
We should probably
move it.
We should move
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That would mean moving it up a week because the next weekend is misery for like most of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I would
well,
go
it's for the
forward
weekend,
and-
yeah,
Okay, so I will try to book a new room and let people know.
yeah.
So it'll be kind of soon. For
It's
our
this
first
until it
meeting.
isn't.
Sure, we'll figure it out.
We like hanging out with you.
Ignore this slide. All right. Our usual, thank you all. This is us. These are our emails. Easiest way to get all four of us is chairman@animedetour.com. I know it's slightly confusing. Chairman goes to 4 people, but it does.
I think chair team also works.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of aliases.
I gave
on
you
our
so many
listserv, which is
aliases.
great.
Is there a way to get like an actual accessible email list? Because half the time
We
there's like
have one.
3 emails for one person. I can never find which email will actually go to a department. Because there's AD_ and then there's the regular name.
They should both work.
Do they both work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
if I'm
cur-
like-
yeah, currently things are set up where there's like 12 names that all
Okay.
work.
In
So.
the general channel of the Discord, there's a pinned link for AD staff resources, and if you
Okay.
click on that, then there's a contacts link, and that has all of the email
All of them?
addresses. But
Perfect.
and if you have an old one, they'll still work. But-
Okay.
Also, sneak preview of what I will be talking about at the next meeting, whenever it is. We're trying to get a lot more stuff into the all staff Google Drive. There's not a bunch of new stuff there, so I didn't want to talk about it and be like, it's great, nothing's there yet. But that is going to change very soon, and then there will be a lot more things more easily accessible. To that end, I should mention actually too, if you are a department head, admin, sub-head, specialization, blah, 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 anybody in any kind of leadership role, and you would prefer to be contacted some way besides email, tell me that. Probably by email, which I know is but that will make it easiest for me to assemble the list. Let me know, because I intend to make a leadership directory that everyone can see, and so if you'd prefer something besides email, tell me.
Lori did put an update for social media in the Discord. Do you just want me to read it?
Sure.
Okay. When possible, if you're using the Google form for posting, adhere to the 1 week lead time unless it's absolutely an emergency. There is a partnership with Fathom, but they are still flushing out the details. And there might be tickets they're giving away on social media. And she wants help making a newsletter.
Okay.
It's in the Discord if anyone wants to contact Lori.
Yeah, I think marketing / social media is one of our first departments that I can say they need more staff.
Yes.
Yeah, I did have
Video
a
production
slightly
needs
further
more
update
staff.
from Mark too, that he just want to remind everybody
But you
that
don't need them to like Mark.
if you have any suggestions for any kind of partnerships or anything, get him business names, contacts if you have it, but just get him a business name and he'll reach out to them. Because I know he has reached out to Fathom, he's met with Fathom, and he has another meeting coming up regarding some other partnerships this following week here. I think he said it was this coming week, so they are already moving on stuff, so.
That would be cool. I want more. I mean, I just want more anime events in town, and if they can have our name on them, that'd be great.
The Fathom partnership sounds like we have a plan in place. I gotta have a follow-up meeting with him, and then I gotta fill Buttons in since Buttons is taking over marketing from me, so.
And also, yeah, I will actually pass on Lauren's message. Video production is looking for more staff.
Do you want to cover that? You want me to cover it?
You can.
Okay, on the topic of Discord, but the public one, so Hope and I have been making a whole bunch of updates to that lately. Try to get it a little bit reshaped a little bit based on how people have been using it from how it was set up several years ago. And with that, we are going to be setting up some new expectations for staff who are in there. And part of that will be that a lot of you, if you don't have, if you aren't a known subhead or higher, we're gonna take your role away and then you can ask for it back.
That seems reasonable.
Because we've lost track of who a lot of these people are at this point, and so we're gonna have some expectations around that. As we finish fleshing them out, we'll let you know what they are and how you do ask to get a staff role if you would like one. If you are staff in the public Discord, you're not required to have the staff role. That doesn't mean that you have a free-for-all on how you can behave. You still have to follow the rules.
What?
We would also like to have, if possible, all departments have at least some representation in there who can answer attendee questions for their department. And we do plan to set up, because we know some departments, they have one or more heads who aren't good at technology or not good at Discord specifically.
Hi.
So we would like to, we're going to add an additional role that will be, it's not a head, it's not a subhead, but it will be basically an
Like the
approved,
admin role. Sort
it'll
of.
be like an admin kind of role.
Yeah.
It'll be someone who is approved to speak on behalf of that department in the Discord who has been approved by the head of that department.
That's really good. 'Cause,
So if you have people like that in mind, please think about it. We're not scrapping the whole public Discord and getting rid of that. That's staying put. We just redesigned it.
But yeah, I think it's very easy on the public Discord because people get excited about things and want answers right away to be like, oh, I kind of know the answer to that. It's like, let's not kind of know the answer. Let's.
Yes, and that's going to be part of the
Make sure someone
rules.
asks it.
Which until please maintain this while we're still getting the new rules done. Don't answer questions that aren't for your department that you're a head of or a subhead of.
Yeah.
Please.
If you think you know the answer, go ask the person who it's up
Yes.
to and be like, is this the answer? Because if it is, they should go answer on the public Discord. Yeah.
I just went through the event when you sign up,
Yeah.
and I know last year they had like a thing asking if you would need rooming. Are we still doing rooming this coming year?
We are absolutely still doing rooming. The general policy has not changed. We're going to try to get much more of that to go through EventMe, but we don't have it set up yet. So stay tuned.
You'll get messages from events and you want to have it set up.
It'll be a different
Yeah.
form.
Yeah, it'd be a different form because if we can run it all through EventMe and just have it automatically go to your department head, that should be much smoother and easier for everybody. But we haven't done it yet. We're not 1,000% sure it can be done the way we need it to be. So
Yeah, just
We will.
wanted to double check.
we're gonna try to build that and hopefully roll it out when we have it done. Think we can end.
Any other questions
The
or
online
anything?
meeting?
Since we've got people here.
Any questions in the online?
No questions in the
No.
online.
Okie dokie.
Well, kind of a question, which is just instructions in the server for setting up server-specific names in the new Discord server for staff.
Go to options. and then-
Just a request to have those in there so that people can find them, because
Yeah.
not everyone knows off
Yeah,
the
make it
top
part
of
of
their
the
head how to do
welcome
it.
message
There-
if there
there-
is one.
There
I don't
should
know.
be a separate channel that is just like Discord impaired and just some instructions that
It would be
most people
helpful.
don't need, but I do.
Okie dokie. I'm stopping the stream then.